How is everybody doing? Markets are pumping. Markets are being strange.
Welcome to the crypto circus, where every button you press is fine as long as it's a long. It doesn't matter if you're long in stocks, currencies, oil, crypto, your grandma, your mother, or your dog. You will make money.
Seems about right. I wonder if we're going to get to a point where you will start longing at these prices because of what you're seeing lately.
No, no. The thing is, it still doesn't make sense. Let me explain you why. So, Trump has a clause that he needs to have permission from the Senate to keep on doing this war. He doesn't have permission, so they need to end at some point. The strait is still closed. Iran says they're seeing it as an abuse of the ceasefire. And US just says, yeah, we're extending the ceasefire. So I'm legitimately getting to a point where... So we started this war at 63K, right? We're now 25% higher. So having a war is bullish. Having not a war is also bullish. Having higher oil prices and higher inflation is also bullish. So I guess there's no bearish scenario existing anymore.
I
So
do wonder what it would
yesterday is
take.
the first time in my whole trading career ever where I have seen euro, dollar, Bitcoin, oil, stocks, and Nasdaq and S&P move in the same direction. That was the absolute first time ever, which is,
I guess the good news
what
is you
can I
haven't been
say?
wrecked amongst all this chaos because it's probably a very easy opportunity for everyone to get wrecked and you still manage to stay above water, which is impressive and also good because that would not be
Yeah,
ideal. But yeah, you've managed
but
it well. It's
again,
obviously a
even
crazy time.
yeah, but again, at this point, still, like you can just see also in the market, they're not releasing any liquidity to the downside. It's a fast move, and then also boom, it's back up, you know? So it's the market just refuses to go down to the max extent. And spot CVD is all of a sudden rising. So it appears to be that the real move is actually up. I just don't want to be. I still think it's an insane trap that I'm making. I cannot see any other explanation because every time frame is flipping bullish. The liquidation are heavily to the downside. Um, there's like 8 times more longs than there is shorts right now. Yet everyone says, oh, we're too bearish. Guys in the chat, please do me a favor. Explain to me what can be bullish about this situation, even if the war ends. It doesn't change the economic factors that we're facing, right? We're still heading to a recession. The numbers are still bad. The Fed is still hawkish as hell. And everyone is just denying it and making all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. Let me open TradingView and I'll show you the S&P chart, right? Because it's just hilarious. I don't have another word for it than hilarious.
I think it's ridiculous, the S&P chart. I don't understand it at all. I'm not exposed almost at all into anything S&P at the moment. It just seems it's
Look
just
at this.
crazy.
So for the 30th of March, right? So the last 22 days, the S&P has gone up 13%.
It's freaking crazy. I don't see the bull case at all. I don't see
Say,
any bull case.
bro, we gone up 13% in 20 days. That's 0.5% a day.
It's infinite money glitch just buying anything at the moment.
Nasdaq, same time period. 17%.
It's crazy. I saw some really interesting data from a YouTuber called 𝗕𝗏𝗁𝗏. I recommend you guys check him out if you want some info about the oil and so on. And he made this really interesting chart. And at 7% disruption of oil supply happened 2 other times in history. And I think the first one dumped the market by 45% and the other one was 25%. I could be butchering these numbers, but this time the oil shock is between 15 and 20%, so it's triple what we've seen before, and the market's still bullish. So it's unlike anything, as you've been saying, nothing like you've ever seen and nothing like the data has ever seen. So I'm bewildered, honestly.
There's nothing ever that is getting close to this. Even oil is going up.
Someone said this shit will be in someone's economic exam in 20 years. I agree. We are in a time that will be looked at. If I have to make a prediction about the S&P,
but look, same period, for the dollar, it's not going down either. Dollar's just ranging. Why can I not find euro? What am I doing wrong?
The way I'm looking at this pump, and keep in mind I'm less educated than most, but the way I look at this pump in the stocks is like a get out of jail free card, honestly. It just seems too easy. Too easy.
Yeah. So the euro is also going up. So, yeah, strategically, you can't do wrong. Let's check gold. Oh, by the way, fun fact of the day.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's lift some spirits. What do we got?
Fun fact of the day. Fun fact of the day is that one of the only substances in the world that doesn't have an expiration date is honey.
I knew that. I was gonna finish your sentence there. I knew that one.
Yeah. Honey has a specific component that makes it that bacteria cannot enter or not grow that well. So there are in Egyptian tombs, they found like 3,000-year-old honey that is still preserved.
Yes, that's a great fact of the day. I like that one a lot. Eat your honey, people.
Yeah.
If it's doing that, it's got to be good for you. I'm a big honey fan.
So let's check the news on Iran. So the talks are in limbo. They continue to block the port. Iran's minister says that blockade Iran port is an act of war and thus a violation of ceasefire. Okay. The war could plunge people into poverty. That's not per se an issue, apparently. Internet shutdown in Iran, apparently also not an issue. I would even call it bullish. Vessels fired upon near Iran as tensions escalate. Yet again, I think it's bullish. More than half the 1,300 schools damaged during the war repaired in Iran. Yeah, that's definitely bullish. Islamabad is closed, bullish. Israeli army claims to have killed 2 Hezbollah members in southern Lebanon, bullish. What's happening in the occupied West Bank doesn't matter, it's bullish. EU can't suspend Israeli trade pact, is bullish. Iran's leadership united on negotiations with US, it's also bullish. Lebanese-Israeli talks scheduled in US, bullish. US extends ceasefire, bullish. 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 And I guess bullish. So that was the news update for today. If anything new comes in, yeah, it's bullish.
Yeah, you made some good examples yesterday of things that could happen that would drive the price even further, which I found pretty funny.
Yeah, bro, I'm getting to the point where if Trump would say that he's Epstein, bullish.
I do wonder what can get worse from here in terms of bringing the price down.
Listen, we've
We're in
seen
a
Kuwait
freaking
by
bad
accident shoot down American fighter jets. Right? And we're going up. Dubai is still in a state of war, and we're going up. At this point, honestly, doesn't even matter, man. Shadow's house burns down. Yeah, it's bullish. The quantum computing cracks Bitcoin. Bullish. Satoshi appears to be Jeffrey Dahmer. Bullish.
Yeah, that would be an interesting test if that one of those old wallets got cracked open. I'd love to watch what the price does there. Straight to 150k.
Bro, it's simple. It's bullish. What can I say? There is no bearish.
So in this
right?
case, I know it's probably a stupid question, but what is preventing you from then going long? Because is it just that it doesn't make any sense?
Yes. So
Because
my
right
brain
now,
can
everything
only
is
trade things that
reacting.
make sense. Right?
Yeah.
My brain can only trade things that make sense. And I psychologically train myself to not ape into things. So I have set my risk. I've set my SL. I've accepted what my risk is and what my position should look like. And based on that, I'm right now trading. And I might be wrong. I might lose money. It might be a very, very expensive thing, but that is the position where I am now. And there's nothing to do with stubbornness, nothing to do with being arrogant or whatever. It's my methodology of trading. I've chosen a direction, and for me, internally, nothing changed with that direction, right? The fact that we're now going up doesn't mean that we're necessarily bullish. Because if I look at geopolitical, macroeconomics, economical factors, and everything that's going on, also in terms of inflation, not just in terms of the war, there's nothing to be bullish about. And yet, everything in the world keeps on, being bullish.
I guess that highlights the importance of the way you set your entries with the trade. How you often will have DCA orders and not risk out at one particular spot. Because for that reason,
because of this
is solid.
Because of this absolute crap. That's
Some
the
people
reason
are
for doing it
asking
like
in the
that.
chat what this trade is. So this is just a built-up short that we've built up based on Chento's bias of going down in the long term. So we're just building up a position, and we hit a couple DCAs. We hit one at 78k, and we've got a couple more up as well, up to 79k. So we'll see what happens. And there goes my dog barking.
Your stomach is making a funny sound.
I'm muting my mic while my dog goes insane.
Yeah.
No,
What's
I
your
did not
monthly
go rogue about it.
P&L? My monthly is still up like 700-800k this month. So I'll manage.
I wonder
And
what
I'm
your
not a
P&L is going to look like when the
perma-bear or
market's
something. It's just
reacting well.
Bro, I just want them to leave for once. Oh wait, this is interesting. The average price on FlowX is now for the first time higher than on Bluefin. I've not seen this either. So divergences between exchanges are also growing. Look, BingeX is at 33. There's $17 difference now between exchanges. Look at Coinbase. Coinbase is almost 70. Look at the spread. The spread is increasing. There's $65-$70 difference. Look at HTX and look at Coinbase. They're next to each other on the top. There's $100 difference between the two right now.
That means that's some serious arbitrage
even
opportunity,
higher.
right?
Yeah, but I cannot exploit it because you can't make it with the fees. But this means that even exchanges are increasing spread.
$100 difference.
But look at these
crazy.
candles, man. Look at these candles. Look at what, bro. Listen, it's that it is for you guys, and I'm gonna do something completely different this afternoon. So make sure to tune in. I'm gonna trade on a DEX. We're partnering with CoinW. Their DEX 𝗕𝗲𝗁, and I'm gonna do 10k live trading. And honestly, I'm just gonna hammer it and I'll try to see how much I can make. But with my current mental state and current psychological, I might just blow it up as well. So for all the haters, if you want to see me lose 10K, today would be a good time to tune in. Because I'm gonna go absolutely mayhem.
That sounds fun. Hopefully you're gonna put in the night
Or look
shift
at this
into
again,
that one.
right? So it goes to, and it's just like, no, I don't want to go down. I'm going up 0.15% again in 30 seconds. Nah. Bro, who the fuck is buying? And I have the same thing. Remember that moment where I was down in my 1K to 100K when I was down 40K and I was sitting behind the computer like, who the fuck is selling this shit? Now I'm having the same. Who the fuck is buying this? And it's not about being emotional. There is legitimately absolutely nothing that is rectifying this behavior. So I might be wrong. I might lose a lot of money, but just saying, oh, you're wrong, you should long. Explain to me what fundamental there is to long this. Again, we're shooting missiles across the globe. The B-2 bombers starting from America, flying to Iran and bombing them. Israel is bombing. Iran is bombing. Oil is stuck. Inflation is going up. America is a clusterfuck where Trump is losing the majority in the Congress in the midterm elections. What there is bullish?
I want to know, does anyone in the chat is actually bullish for a genuine reason? And if you are, let us know in the chat, because I might be missing something as well, because I really can't think of anything. But if anyone's got something, type it out, because I'm very curious.
Listen, this is legitimately indeed what someone is typing in chat right now, the stupidity of humanity. We're in a war, guys. Do we understand what is even happening, right? So people are losing their lives. There's a guy saying, I'm going to erase a complete nation. The last time that happened, that was 1943, eh? And he's, instead of having a speech, he's typing it. And the world is like, that's bullish. That's bullish. That must be good for economy.
I wonder if this will be one of the bigger liquidation cascades if there is a massive candle down.
Bro, listen, honestly, in my opinion, we deserve another 10-10 for everything that is going on right now.
I agree. I honestly agree. And some of you think I'm just simping in the thing and agreeing with Chento, but I do genuinely agree with all of the points made tonight. Because yeah, I don't see a bullish. I'm scrolling through the chat. No one is really. Someone said it's.
Yeah, but bro, everything is manipulated. 532, everything is manipulated. It's not just Bitcoin, it's stocks as well. How can with the current, listen, the whole middle class in the world is disappearing. The middle class is not there anymore, guys. Because the poor keep getting poorer, no one is moving up, and the rich keep getting filthier and filthier rich. The whole middle class is gone. And we're just in complete denial. Right? Like what is, if you look at now geopolitically, the only thing that you should do is risk off completely. Out of gold, out of oil, out of everything. And right now, it's the first time in my trading career and in the history that I've been trading, and I've been through COVID, I've been through 10-10, I've been through the Russia-Ukraine war, I've been to 2-3 bull markets. It's the first time that every single asset simultaneously moves up.
My number one hater is in here. Selma Chento is high class. Baxter, not sure. It's always got something funny, that guy.
No, that's funny. No, but that's the thing. Like, I've seen a lot of markets, and never ever have I seen all asset classes move into the same direction. There's not money for it. There's no rotational going on. It's just, that means that there's no money rotation, right? Stop bullying Baxter. Free Baxter.
Yeah, I do wonder who's buying and who, the people at least that I know in the average Joe people of society are not having extra money to be investing in Bitcoin right now. And that may just be a stubborn view of mine, but I
Exactly.
don't know who's buying.
Exactly, and that's what I'm not getting as well.
Yeah, everyone is struggling for the most part in terms of just surviving, just food and surviving. So we'll see.
But the market now has 10 times more longs to the downside than their shorts position to the upside.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. That just makes me, I might be wrong, but makes me even more bearish because there's just so much more liquidity for them to grab in a huge cascade like 1010. That would be nice for us. Dump it to 60k in 1 hour.
And now the hate under my Twitter is starting again. I'm down 100k, and apparently I'm finding, bro, it's such a blessing that I have all the greatest traders that have ever walked this earth in my comments. I'm so grateful for everyone who apparently is a way better trader than me to show up and tell me, even though they're sitting at home in their basement with a $90 portfolio. But that's, yeah, I'm touched. Sorry, did that sound sarcastic?
Funny.
Why are you blocking people on Twitter? Bro, have you read Twitter? I'm done with toxicness. If people want to be toxic and listen, everyone who writes demo gets immediately blocked. Anyone who hates anywhere gets blocked. I'm eliminating all the toxic energy. Yeah, so they're hating and following me. Then I click their profile and then I follow you. And I'm like, I'll help you not following me anymore.
I'll give you a hand.
Yeah, I'll give them a hand.
Yeah, that's a good point. Funny, the haters saying your negative P&L is real, but when you're green, they say it's fake.
Yeah.
It's a good analogy for life.
That's actually a good fucking analogy. So as soon as I'm down, people are like, oh my God, you're the worst trader ever. You're losing so much money. Your risk is way off the table. Oh, I'm up 400k. Boo, demo.
Yeah, no,
like, you know.
That's a good comment. GG Sacramento, GG on that comment. That's very true, and that's so true in life.
That's an amazing comment. No, I'm not emotional. I'm just, let everyone mind his business. And what I said as well, I accept my risk. And if I lose $1 million or more, I lose $1 million or more. And then I make it back and I move on with my life. And that's also the reason, like, yeah.
Agreed.
Let them hate.
So I guess this is another one of those trades where we got to wait and see. It doesn't look like probably in the next half an hour or so we're going to see it hit our entry or anything like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's kind of floating in this area. It's been floating here for a couple hours now.
Bro, it's building a structure again that looks like it's going to absolutely rocket. Why am I saying that it looks like that? Because every structure looks like it's going to rocket.
So do you have any stats? What leads you to believe that there's 8 times more longs than shorts? What are you looking at for that?
Liquidation heat map on the weekly and on the monthly.
Is that one that you only have access to, or is that something everyone can access?
Not yet. We're working on it.
I know CoinGlass has one, but you're not a big fan.
No, I don't think that data is accurate though. So yeah, this afternoon I'm gonna trade with a 10k live account. I'll show the deposit address. Also, if I close this trade, I can finally withdraw from this account again because now my margin is occupied.
What does that mean? Can you explain that? I'm lost. What does that mean?
Bro, my margin is in a trade. How am I withdrawing from an account?
Oh, I see. Withdraw to show that it's real funds.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, that's interesting. Can we break down here? Let's
At least
see.
Bitcoin's going down a bit. For the next 12 to 18 seconds, probably.
Has everyone been enjoying using FlowX? It's public now. If anyone
Yeah.
hasn't seen that in the last few days, is everyone liking it? I know I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
It's nice to have a tool that can actually tell you that all that's happening is crap. I might just write on the screen as soon as you enter it, like, watch out, this market is crap.
Someone's asked what is the entry for us who are just listening and not watching. It is, I'm in a trade from 77.487, so basically 77.5, which we DCA'd.
Oh, we did go down for the projected 18 seconds that I thought, to be honest. Bro, they're doing so much effort to just keep it here. It's uncanny. Look at the size of the candles up and look at the size of the candles down. I'm telling you, if we blink 2 more times, we're back here again where my mouse is. Oh. On a second. Can't make this up, man. I said it yesterday as well in the Discord, like, look at this, they're gonna shift out, they shifted out. Then I said, okay, watch, they're gonna drop back down and then they're gonna fly again, and they did exactly that. Like, the script is really, really predictable, and it's such a new algorithmic update, but I'm still calling it cap, and I might be in denial, and that's sometimes it takes me a while for my autistic brain to get adapted to it again, but there's nothing organic on this, there's nothing right about this, there's nothing real about this. It's that easy.
I'm very curious to see how you go trading a 10K account, because you can make those quick scalping decisions. That's going to be a good one to watch. I'm definitely tuning into that.
Yeah, me too. I'll be there.
Mini predictions that you make throughout the day.
Bro, I think I'm gonna full port fucking everything. Not even lying. Would 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙 be better for liquidity charts? The fuck is 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙? Look at how they're flipping these candles again, man. They're brewing something, I'm telling you. They're brewing something. Oh god. Why do I have the gut feeling that we're gonna absolutely fly to Valhalla? I'm just pre-zooming out.
Let's hope that's not one of the incorrect predictions. That would not be good. But yeah.
You can see it by the behavior of how they form this candle, what they're planning to do. Watch the influx come and it's just gonna skyrocket to $300 again. They don't start pressuring it down now. There's no upwards pressure, don't get me wrong. There's not volume to the upside, but it just feels like they're... something funny is happening.
How is spot CVD going? Has it been climbing throughout this pump?
Spot CVD is slightly going up. Hi, Addis. Spot is going up, even on the hourly. So that's interesting as well. CVD is positive, yeah. And the pressure has been up even over the last 24 hours, the last days. It's like... But the pressure is not that big as you would expect the pressure to be, because normally it's billions and billions of pressure. That's what we've seen around the 73K region, and this is a bit of a tame pressure, to be honest. Sorry, the technician just took my cable away. I got it. You got it? That's my MacBook charger. Oh, no. But it's magnetic, so that helps.
I'm curious what some of the bull case traders
He tripped over the cable of my MacBook on the way out, almost just flying my MacBook off the table.
Lucky for that MagSafe charger. I got the same one.
Yeah, the MagSafe saved it, man. Otherwise, my MacBook would be against the wall right now.
Goated MagSafe. Shout out Apple.
You
We got
see, and they're doing
Karaoke
that
Asia
same
in the chat,
structure
your
again,
favorite, by the way.
grinding up, and now it's waiting for the breakout.
Baxter seems stressed.
Listen, guys,
What? I'm not stressed at all. I'm chilling.
Bro, honestly, I'm not even frustrated. I'm getting completely demotivated by all of this. I can't make sense of it. You know, I don't want to sit here, press the long button, and think everything's gonna go up blindly, because that doesn't make sense.
Yo, let's see, in your scalping stream, you might have the opportunity to do that, even if it doesn't make sense. So that'll be a good one to watch. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whose trade is this on the screen? This is the trade we're currently in for the Broke to Rich challenge. Pantaloni, there's not currently a stop loss on this trade. We've got some orders above, though, to DCA in case we see some more pumps. At one moment it will dump and it will go fast. Let's hope so.
Should we go in a trade now or wait for a possible breakout? Are you new here? Have you just spawned into the world yesterday evening, or what?
When the markets are like this, I think everyone's a bit more predispositioned to raging. And so we got to chill. Oh, here we go.
Ta-da! Well, it's not predicted, right?
Are you going to max out the leverage when you're scalping?
Yes. This is why I zoomed out. Bro, it's just... At least try to make a bit of an effort, market maker. Like...
Is there a big pool of liquidity somewhere nearby here that would make sense for them to grab in the upside?
Wait, what? Strategy surpasses BlackRock? Yeah. So what we're saying, BlackRock doesn't even hold that much Bitcoin, my friend.
I was saying, is there a reason that they would push upwards? Is there a bunch of liquidity up here, or is it all sitting below? It wouldn't make much sense for them.
Bro, all the liquidity is gone.
No, that's very interesting.
I don't know if I can... I don't like the CoinGlass one.
On the CoinGlass one, I know you've just said you don't like it, but just for reference, there's quite a bit at 78.7. There's a nice little chunk there.
Yeah, but look at this.
Interesting how different they are, isn't it? What can you trust? Yeah, that's crazy different.
Yeah, that's why we're building our own, guys. This annoys the shit out of me. I have no fucking clue what I'm looking at or if the data is feasible. And that's also becoming a bigger and bigger problem. The more tools there are, the less... Like, I'm looking at data, and that's why we built FlowX. I have no clue what I'm looking at anymore. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. Chento sales some affiliates. Yeah, go to Blowfin and sign up.
Chento, guess who's in the chat?
Tell me.
Karaoke Asia. Your favorite.
That was the missing link, yeah. You have any other questions? Look at my screen. It's good I zoomed out.
You were bang on. I think that's exactly where you put the mouse.
Yeah. I think we're going like here.
What price is that?
76,440. Or 78,440. Sorry, 76. I'm still in overnight prices. My brain hasn't adapted to the 4% pump.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one to watch. We'll see how we go. If we do end up getting filled,
I
on
don't
those
think
DCAs,
BlackRock holds that much Bitcoin.
if we end up getting filled on those DCAs and the price does come down, we're going to be in for some serious gains because that'll be a large position.
Bro, do they actually hold 800,000 Bitcoin? When the fuck did they fill this? I did not know that. And it looks like they've been selling, so how did they... Oh, 25K a day. Interesting. Yeah, I want to see the origin, when they start building that much. It is going to take a while, guys. Sit back and relax.
At least prices stopped pumping periodically.
Okay,
And
so here they start buying and accumulating 20K orders, 11K orders. Just buys, no sells. Okay, they're accumulating quite hard, but I don't see them selling that much as that people are saying of the outflow. How did they get fund approval for that much Bitcoin? I did not know this. Oh, that's a decent day. Listen, I had days where I didn't buy 25K Bitcoin. You might not believe it, but I had them.
how are they getting filled with that much size per day?
ODC. I still don't think this is 800K if I combine this, to be honest. If I combine all of this.
Sure, ChatGPT can do it.
They had a starting balance, right? Yeah, the cumulative numbers are next to it, so apparently
I
they
wouldn't be
did.
surprised if you did that in your head.
No, the math is right. The only thing that they write weird is that this one is listed. Yeah, the listing is a bit off. They have sold a lot less than people expected that they have sold.
Does that change your thesis at all? Knowing
Pumping,
that
I
info?
guess, right?
Does that change anything for you, knowing that info? Since they haven't sold much, does that mean there's more potential for them to offload a lot? Because there's a question of how much more can they keep
Theoretically,
going?
yes. Theoretically.
Mm.
But I don't see them offloading here. Especially not if I look at their buy prices. But everyone said that they were selling so much, and that's something I don't see. Bro, my
Someone's asking
30-day futures volume is off the charts.
1.7 billion.
Yeah.
How many fees is that? That would have to be 300k or something ridiculous. Does it say?
Yeah, I can do it in my head. That's 540k in fees.
Holy shit. That is freaking ridiculous. That's so funny. Someone keeps asking, the dude who keeps spamming, what is my liquidation price? You can stop spamming because I've seen it. You've sent it 5 times. And also, my liquidation price isn't relevant because we've got money from
Wait. I can calculate that. You have 8 margin in out of the... You have 6... How much margin do you have in the account sitting right now?
0 because we've got it in the orders above.
Yeah, but how much margin is in the order? 6, right?
Yeah, 6 or 5.5.
Okay, 5.5, so it's 13.5 after hitting the DCAs. Your liquidation will be 80.7.
It's actually 81.
I think now it says... Yeah, now it says 81.4 probably.
81.9. So you're close.
Oh.
The thing is, though...
But after DCAing, your exposure will grow, so it will go down.
Yeah, it will go down. And last point is that it's not actually relevant because we've got that insurance money that we put aside. So we can always add some in, which will bring it back up a bit slightly if all goes to hell. So we'll do what we can to avoid liquidation.
We'll just close because we're managing risk. We will close because we're managing risk.
Okay. What are your DCA orders? Chento, are you happy with me sharing those DCA orders? Not going to change.
Yeah, sure.
We've got DCA orders at 78.5 and 79. So not too far from here. Which will add another 30 to 40% of the margin. So it'll go from 8k margin to around 12.5-ish. Baxter 10k for... I'm not even reading that, but that's funny.
Okay, let's check the update on the challenge, the Beat the Bear competition. So we're already at 180 million. So that's going well because not even a week has passed. So if we do 200 million in the first week, that would mean that we're probably going to get to the 800 million prize pool. That's the 60k. Well, if we're looking at the leaderboard, it's...
What are those numbers for my blind eyes? How much are you leading by?
The number 2 is at 5 million. The number 3 is at 2.6. So they're combined at 8. Then one is at 2 million. So that's 10. So they're at 10.5 together. And we're at 38.5.
All right, that's a healthy lead. Hopefully you can keep growing it.
Yeah, that's a pretty healthy lead.
It'd be funny if your 1.8 billion was in there.
Yeah, and the P&L itself is not representative. So they're looking into changing that because, look, that volume is 2.7 million, right? So 44% on 2.7 or 25% on 35 is a completely different ballgame.
True.
So they're changing that. Oh, a candle, a red candle. Please pump it back quick. This can't.
Actually, I have a question about fees.
Yeah.
Why do you always close by a market order when you enter via limit? Because it is so much cheaper with fees.
Then I have to chase. And I need to get filled. So with a market, I'm 100% sure to get filled and get out. With a limit, I might get partially filled. And especially in the current market right now, I would not advise doing limit orders as closures.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
thank God, order is restored. They're pumping back again. I was so scared. I legitimately thought we were going down for a second. Oh, good, it restored order. As a maxi, I have no questions about fees. As a maxi, the only questions you should have is how hard am I getting fucked?
I was curious
Like
what you're
with
going
or
to say to
without
that.
Vaseline. And I can answer it for you, it's without. Order is restored. We're pumping again. Yeah, the more price pool. And I said that I would double the price pool. Or at least give away my prices, depending on... Anyone into pegging? Why did I read that out loud?
Did you see the comment that someone said Baxter 10k per blank?
Loafing
How
gave
many
me
are you taking?
500 USDT for trading. Is that because I'm using your link? Yes. We have specialized bonuses for our community, which can indeed be 500 USDT trading bonus, deposit bonus. Ah, thank God we're pumping. Bro, Bitcoin, you had me worried for a second, man.
Wow, this is crazy.
Bags, I want to close this position, call it a day, and come back after the fucking weekend or something. I cannot explain how done I am with this absolute abomination of a market.
Yeah, well, I'll follow your lead. So
I'm gonna live scalp this afternoon. But this is, look, they pump straight, without retraces. So there's no retrace, anything, right? 4.3%. Have we ever dumped 4.3% without doing a single retrace as of lately? No, not really. Look, at least here it gives a bit of a structure. Look, even this has structure. Structure. And this is just complete manipulative compression. You can't even compare the two.
it
You
seems like a
see,
bull trap.
these ranges before they shift out again are so insanely small, 0.3%. This is also a 0.5% range. See 0.48. It's just a complete change of structure without any fundamentals backing up a complete change of structure. This is the embodiment of my name is Jeff.
It's building liquidity for downside tsunami. Yeah, it makes me wonder because what you're saying there about the range being so small just seems like a free long, because it's like it's just not retracing, and then I guess they'll potentially wait for those orders to pile up and then release the Kraken. Who knows? Does make sense though.
Yeah. Bro, listen, I'm telling you right now, right here, we're building a 10-10. It's that easy. If this is not a new 10-10, I don't know what is.
Well, that'll be very interesting. Very, very interesting if that happens.
Yeah. Give me a second. I need to type a message for Inner Circle.
Has anyone in here got any more interesting bull cases? Anyone with some education on it to give me anything? Because I just can't feel it. I wonder if I'm just being stupid or if there really is some bull cases here. What's a 1010? 1010 was the 10th of October, massive liquidation. Go onto your chart and go to the 10th of October 2025 and take a look. It's very interesting. I think the dump was it 120 to 104 or something? I'll have a quick look. something like that. And it liquidated more people than ever in history. It was a crazy one. I'll find it. So it dumped from 122 to 102. So yeah, I was pretty close. And it just did not pump at all. It was just a straight red candle. And if you were in longs, you almost certainly got liquidated. If you're in shorts, then congratulations. But yeah, it was a mass murder spree basically. And price never recovered back to that point after that. That was the start of the down. It's crazy. It happened only a couple days after hitting all-time high as well. So every single person was talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was just everything. And then that happened, so it was mental. And so when Chento says he can feel one brewing, I believe he's saying that he can feel something like that similarly, potentially coming soon. Which would be good in our case. So let's see. 10-10 to the upside. It's interesting. Chento, do you know what the CME bull case is? I have not heard that.
Yeah, there's a CME gap at the early 80s, like 81.2, 81.4. But how long can you call something a CME gap, right? We have a gap at 9K and 4200 as well.
Scope says I had 3x positions, got wrecked. I'm assuming you're referring to 10-10, and yeah, it's crazy. On 3x leverage, you wouldn't think you'd get wrecked, but yeah, got wrecked.
Hi, Chento, hello, chat. Hey, Joel, everybody. Yeah, so it's very simple to not get fucked on a 10-10 move. Is stop touching fucking shitcoins.
Even in Bitcoin, though, like, damn, 25% in a day.
Yeah. Coinbase Premium is buying, yeah.
Do you have a story about 10-10? What were you doing?
Yeah, I was short. I made 250K on Maxi, and then they opened the position in the wrong way. And they didn't want me to expose it, so they paid me back my money. Greatest story ever of 10-10.
What do you mean? What was that second part?
So I was long. Then I was short, sorry. And I wanted to DCA my short. And then they opened a long instead. And I had it on video. So they were like, we've never seen this, but all right, we'll give you back your money.
I wonder what would have happened if you kept DCAing that short. You probably would have printed to hell. That's a good story, though. 250K on 10-10. Let's go.
There's a guy saying you must be liquidated now. Nope, check my email. I'm not.
Oh, that gives me PTSD, that email. Liquidation notice. Hopefully don't get one of those for a while. Many SL weren't even activated during 10-10. Yeah, that's another crazy part.
Exactly.
SL's not working is another level of rage, which I actually haven't really.
No, it's the execution methodology of the algorithms, right? So if there's a sell, there need to be an ask. if the 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 VIP9 institutional side and the market making API fails, which happened at 10:10, there's no one filling the orders. So the algo just starts looking lower. The grid bot just keeps on dumping until someone actually buys it. What did you tell your inner circle? That it's scalping season and we're sticking to the trade. Listen, everyone there is a grown man, and we have a DCA plan. We have a DCA strategy. We made good money over the last weeks to months. So it's stick to the plan, stick to the strategy, and we'll see.
Yeah, I like that outlook.
It is making advertising with this mug? Oh no, absolutely not. I'm gonna go with Breakout, not with Bitfunded.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Didn't even see it. Imagine I'm drinking coffee. We got into the phase in my life where I'm drinking coffee. And grown women. Yes, there are grown women in there as well.
Karaoke Asia got some banger comments again. My favorite. But yeah, I guess it looks like we're going to still hold on to this and stick with the plan, guys.
How do you do it? No coffee? I don't know, bro. Raging ADHD. I was born with it.
I don't drink
Why
coffee
is
either,
Breakout
actually.
better than Bitfunded? It's the payout rate and they're acquired by Kraken. So the liquidity pool and also the liquidity mechanism is based off of Kraken order book.
So what's the plan, Baxter? I'll be holding this out until further notice from Chento and having faith in the plan. We've been in this position many times before. We've been in this drawdown, so I'm not worried.
Consolidation means we're going up, surely. Yes, of course. Listen, a drop means we're going up. A pump means we're going up. A constellation means we're going up. Trump flashing his dig on TV means we're going up. It doesn't really matter. You know?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, for those who didn't hear, I'll shout out my orders again. We got one at 78.5 and one at 79. Slightly smaller orders, which will bump up the position to 400k total. We're at 240, or it'll bump it up to 390-ish. Or something like something.
You reckon that is orange as well? It probably is. Must be.
Baxter is a cool pimp
Must
name,
be
thank
bullish.
You.
Guys,
Chento.
I'm going to end it here. I'm going to prepare and I'm going to do a 10K scalping session at New York Open. Full disclaimer, I might lose it absolutely fucking all.
I have one final comment.
So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that, not going to lie. So hit the like button, guys. I haven't asked you guys today yet, but hit the fucking like. We're only at 88 likes. It's a disgrace.
Chento, before we go, I got something that I've just noticed, a similarity between us. We both could never go to a theme park or anything and find our name on the keychain, on the thing that's spins as a kid.
I never found it.
Yeah, me neither.
No. The closest I could get is Chelsea.
The closest I could get was Ben. So shout out us.
No, that works. That works.
All right, smash the like, people. Join up for the scalping session
Guys,
later. I'll definitely
thank you all for tuning in. You've been a great audience. Smash the like a little bit harder. And then let's fucking hammer this New York Open. I'm gonna... Yeah. Let's see what the market will give me.